but it was 60 people registered, so could be a busy one. All the screens are getting smaller and smaller as more people sign in, so hopefully you can see. If you haven't already done that, you can like click on my screen and there's little 3 dots I think at the top, and then you can make it your primary view so you can only see my screen rather than everyone else. I'm sure you've all worked out Zoom by now though. It's quite probably bored of Zoom by now. Okay, so it's 12:30. I hope you're all well. I hope you had a nice break over Christmas and you're well and rested, and maybe you did some Pilates or other exercise over the holidays. That's good. If you did, I didn't do an awful lot, I have to say, but back to it now, new year. So today's class is going to be a kind of quick tour of lots of different exercises. So if there's anything that doesn't feel right to you for any reason, then just leave it out because we'll quickly move on to other things. And the reason I'm doing it a little bit quicker today is I want to get more exercises in, more variety. But I will try and show you different levels as well, or different options for kind of making things easier or harder. So just do what feels right, listen to your body, connect to your body and enjoy, and hopefully you'll feel good after 45 minutes. Let's give it a go. Okay, so just got to check. Someone's put a little note in the chat. Ah, cool. Yeah, new people, that's all cool. As I said, just do what feels right to you. Anything that doesn't feel quite right for whatever reason, because obviously everyone's bodies are different and we all have little niggles and things like that. So just move slowly and listen to your body. But let's get going. So we're going to lay down first off. Just relax our spines down into the mat or the floor, whatever you happen to be laying on. Hopefully some kind of padding underneath you and not laying on a wooden or hard floor, because that's not going to feel so good. Okay, so we want to feel good after this. We want to feel relaxed. We want to relax tight muscles and tone up and strengthen weaker muscles. So there'll generally be a bit of a kind of opposing thing going on. So we'll be stretching one muscle and strengthening the other muscle in most of the exercises. So just keep that in mind. Just keep breathing. I will talk about the breathing as we go through the exercises, but if it gets too confusing for you, especially if you're new, then just breathe however feels natural and normal to you, and then the breath patterns kind of come in a little bit later. So essentially Pilates exercises are kind of, they have a bit of a cumulative effect. So over time you will find that you'll feel more connected in some of the moves that we do. And when you first start, you might be thinking, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, but just stick with it. Your body just kind of gets used to the patterns of the movements. And then you sometimes have, I still have them, you have these moments of like, oh, that's what it's supposed to feel like. So it's a kind of slow process of building on the foundations. So we're going to start off with some of those foundations now by just bringing our spine into a nice comfortable position. So we're just going to rock our pelvis really gently and slowly backwards and forwards, just to check in with the low back muscles and just to make sure that everything's feeling good. So if there is any tightness or tension in the low back area, then just move a little bit more gently and try not to kind of arch the back too much in the movements that we do. So we try and find the middle ground of those two rocking positions, somewhere where you can relax and feel that you can breathe and do other things without too much thought about holding any muscle tension in this area. Okay, so we want to just feel relaxed in the pelvis. Then we're just going to give the legs a little shake. And then we're going to start with our first move. So our head and our neck is staying down on the mat. Arms are just relaxed by the side of us. And then I want you to just stretch out your left leg. So slide your left leg along the floor and stretch it out until it's straight. Draw your belly in and up, and then just take the leg up towards the ceiling to about 90 degrees, and then just bring it down back where it was. So same thing on the other side. Right leg stretch away. Flex the toes if you can as well. Get a stretch in the back of the leg. And then exhale, flick the leg up to 90 degrees. Bend it and place it back down. So if you're kind of straining to see your screen and having to lift your head up, maybe position your screen somewhere to the side of you so you don't have to lift your head up so much. I'm just seeing a couple of people doing that. Okay, so let's do that again. Let's stretch the left leg along the floor and then exhale, lift it up. Okay, so you should feel a little bit of tension in the low abdominals, the area in between your hip bones. Let's go again on the right side. Push away, flex the toes, stretch the back of the leg. Exhale, lift it up. Good, and place it back. One more each side, just one more. So push the heel along the floor. So you're sliding your heel through wet sand on a nice warm beach, and then bring it back down. One more on the right side. Push, exhale, lift, and then bring it back. Okay, now we're going to bring one leg up at a time to this tabletop position. The knees are directly above the hips. And we're going to try a little bit of a low belly activator again. So we're going to come to this position and then we straighten our legs. Then we're going to use our hands by our hips to just push and lift the bottom slightly off the floor and then back down. Then we're going to tap the toes, both toes, down to the floor. We come back up and straighten and exhale and push. So we're pushing down with our hands and lifting our hips off the floor. It's quite a small, quick movement. And then we just tap down with our toes. Let's do 6 more. Exhale. Tap. Exhale, lift. Tap. Good. 4 more. If you want to make it a bit more challenging, you can take the toes further away, but don't arch your back. So you should be feeling this in your lower back. Should feel good. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Okay, so we're waking up the lower abdominal muscles and bring the feet back down to the floor, relax them. Now we're going to introduce a little bit of work for our upper abdominals. So we're going to have our hands behind our head, interlace the fingers, keeping the elbows nice and wide. Let the whole weight of the head come into the hands. Keep the pelvis exactly in the position that it is now. That's relaxed with no tension. And then we're going to exhale and lift our head and look through the knees or at the belly button, no higher than the knee level, okay? We're going to stay up here. We're going to reach our right hand towards the front shin of the right leg. And then we bring the hand back to the center. We take it to the left. So reach as far around as you can. You're kind of sliding on your back and just waking up the upper abdominals and the side of the body, so the obliques as well. Just breathe naturally and normally here, generally exhaling as you reach towards the shin. So you're just taking one hand and then the other. Good, keep it going. Let's do 6. 5, 4, keep the pelvis relaxed, try not to push the lower back into the floor. 2 and 1, good. Place the head down. Let's just have a full body stretch for a second. Stretch the legs and the arms out. Big inhale and exhale. Okay, feet come back in. So we're going to do 100s now because that's what gets our body nice and warm. If you're feeling a little bit chilly, you won't be in a second, believe me. Okay, so you can either have your legs at tabletop. You can have one at tabletop and 1 foot down, or you can have both legs in the air, higher for easier, lower for more of a challenge. So let's take the arms behind the head. Inhale, exhale, lift the head and the shoulders. If you can't keep your head lifted because your neck starts to bother you, just place your head down, but keep the arms going. So we're going to pump the arms, reach the arms nice and long, stretch the fingers away from you as much as you can, keeping the wrists and the elbows fairly straight but not locked. Okay, so we're inhaling and exhaling. In with the air and out with the air. Keep the belly lifted in and up. If you have your legs stretched upwards towards the ceiling, squeeze the legs together from the inner thighs. Keep it going. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling and exhaling. If it becomes too challenging, take one leg down maybe. Leave the other one out. So it's just a little bit less intense. But I can still feel this in my abdominals because we're staying lifted. So we're getting strong in the front of the body. And we're stretching the back of the body a little bit here to keep it going. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to swap legs. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're way over halfway. We're almost there. We have to do 100 of these little movements with our arms. Get that blood flowing around the body. Definitely feeling warmer. Let's do 2 more sets. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last set. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done, everyone. Hug the knees in, lower the head down. I should definitely feel something here around your ribs, between your ribs and the top of your hips. All that area should be nice and awake. So just hug both knees in, maybe have a little rock from side to side if that feels nice on your low back. Good. And then just take one foot down and the other foot down. So we're going to do knee drops out to the side, alternating nice and easy straight into it. So we're going to inhale, keep your low belly nice and tight here, drop that front knee out, and then exhale, bring it back. Inhale, take the back leg. So you're just dropping the knee towards the floor, doesn't have to reach it, and then exhale back. You want to keep both hips really still as you do this. So both hands resting on the hips will just check in and let you know if that's happening or not. Exhale back. Inhale, reach and drop that knee. So you're just turning on the outside of the foot. Keep it going. Exhale, keep the head and the neck relaxed. The head staying down now after those hundreds, just for a little while. And we're going to do 2 more each side. Inhale, front leg drops. Exhale, bring it back. Good, with control. You might get a little bit of shaking on those inner thigh muscles now because they're getting a little bit tired after a few of these. Last one each side. Inhale. Exhale, draw everything back to the center. Visualize everything coming back to the center. Inhale, drop out. And exhale, back in. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit more work on the abdominals. That was a lot of abdominal work. Sorry, guys. We're going to do our single leg circle. So this looks more like it's for the hips, but it's for the hip mobility, but it is for the abdominal strength as well. So you can either take a full extended leg if you can get your leg straight. If you can't get it straight like this and you're here, then just keep it in this 90-degree angle. Okay, so there's your 2 options, this position or this position. You're going to stretch the opposite leg out. Again, thinking about keeping your hips fairly level on the floor, pushing the back of your arms down to help stabilize you. We're going to cross the body with that leg, take it back, around and up. Now, if your leg is in that bent knee position, same thing. You just cross the body round and back up. You're drawing a circle with your kneecap. Otherwise, it's your toes. Let's go again. You're going to flex the opposite foot of the leg that's on the floor as well, just to stabilize you even more. That's 3. We're going to do 4 and 5. Good. Let's take it the other way. So we go out first and across the body and back and stop. Good. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Racing through these today. Okay, we're going to swap legs. So if your legs are like this, fully extended, let's just try and swap them. Big scissor style. Pull the other leg in, give it a little stretch, or come to your bent knee position if that's where you want to be. Flex the foot that's on the floor, push the back of the leg down, and we cross the body. 1 and 2. Good. Keep the belly lifted in and up. Light tension in the low abdominals. Not so much you can't breathe. Good. 1 more in this direction, then we're going to change it. So you go out to the side first, cross the body and back and stop. Good, that's 2. 3 more here. Moving on to single leg stretch in a second. Last one. Good, we're going to hug the right knee in. I want you to place your right hand onto the right ankle and the left hand onto the right knee. Lift your head and your shoulders off the floor, elbows nice and wide. Lift the other leg either to 90 degrees for slightly less intensity or lower with the leg for more. Okay, so I want you to think about stretching that leg away, pulling the other leg in. So there's your opposing forces, reaching one leg away and pulling the opposite leg in. Now we're going to swap quite quickly in the middle, so quickly that you almost miss it if you blink. And again, exhale as you swap. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do another set of 8. Really think about lifting your belly in and up. Nothing in your middle of your body moves, just your arms and legs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straight into double leg stretch. Hug both knees in. Quick rest in the middle, and then we go for it. So we're going to stretch the legs out. You pick the height. The arms are going to come and stick to your ears. So they're not going to go all the way down to the floor. They're in line with your ears. And then we sweep the arms around, hug knees in, and rest. 5 more. Let's go for it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep, and back in. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch the legs as long as you can. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, I think. Inhale. Exhale, one more. Straight into big scissors now. So try and get your leg as straight as you can. Either hold on behind the calf or behind the thigh, but not on the knee. If your neck is starting to bother you, you can place your head down. Otherwise, lift it up. Keep those upper abdominals engaged. Stretch the opposite leg away. And we pull as much as we can. 2 little pulses and swap. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straight into crisscross. Hands behind the head. Knees to that tabletop position. You can have one foot down if you want to make it slightly easier. So we're going to go with that one first and then we'll progress. So you're going to lift elbow towards knee, twisting the body around to face the floor. So you're looking at the floor at the side of you. Slow change, middle, lift opposite knee up, push down on the foot that's on the floor, twist, elbow towards knee or shoulder towards knee. Whatever makes it more kind of intense in those obliques. Let's go again. Exhale as you lift and twist, and inhale to lower. Exhale, twist, and low. If you want more of a challenge, that knee comes in, the opposite leg stretches away and stays off of the floor. Back to center. We have 8 more in whichever version you prefer. 8, 7, 6. Good. Try and keep the elbows quite wide. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I know it's intense. The abs are going to get a little rest in a second. Just hug the knees in and just maybe take one hand on each knee and just circle the knees a little bit there just to release through the low back. Okay, so a couple more little ab exercises and then we're going to move on to something else. So we're going to take the legs up to the ceiling. We're going to do corkscrew. For some of you, it might be easier to just slightly place your hands half underneath your bottom, just to give yourself a little bit of a lift to start with. I would say use this if you've ever had any lower back kind of issues, even if you don't have them now, just because it gives you that little bit of resistance. So we're going to squeeze both legs together as if they're one leg, and then we're going to take them down to the left, across to the right and back up. So it's that pulling, lifting your legs back up to that 90 degrees position. That's the hardest part. So we're going to go right over to the left and back. Good. Down to the left, across and back. Now, if it's too much like this, you can always bend the knees and just do the same thing, but with the knees bent. That just takes a little bit of the intensity out because the legs are lighter when they're in this position. The further you have your legs extended away, the harder it's going to be. Okay, so draw that belly in and up. You should be feeling this in your abdominals. I am. We're just going to do 2 more, whichever version feels right for you. And last one. Good. And then we're just going to leave the legs up there if you can. Hands come back behind the head. Interlace fingers, elbows wide. Head can stay down if your neck or shoulders are bothering you now. If not, lift up again. So we're going to lift. We've got kind of a little double crunch going on here. Now we're going to just lift and lower the legs. It's a nice simple one, but we're going to keep the lift in our head and our shoulder blades off the floor. So we're going to lower down on an inhale, exhale, pull back up. It's a bit like corkscrew, but just one line, okay? So inhale, exhale. Good. You can go as low as you feel you're ready for. So as long as your back is not arching away from the floor, as you lower the legs, push it a little bit further. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one coming up. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. Okay, hold behind the knees, roll up to seated or turn onto your side, come up to seated. So you're towards the end of your mat. So we're not going to do any half roll backs today, just because we've done quite a lot of abdominal strength work so far. So we're going to try a roll up and roll down, but before we do that, we're going to try rolling like a ball. So if you have a nice soft floor to roll on, feel free to roll. If you don't, you might want to just hold in the holding position, which is holding onto your ankles and just lifting your feet off the floor and balancing on your sitting bones. You're just leaning back slightly, but you're drawing your belly in to hold yourself in balance. If you do want to roll, the most important thing is to tuck the chin so that you don't roll back on your neck. Okay, so scoop the low belly out as much as you can by drawing the belly in. Look down, inhale, roll back. Keep the legs in the same position all the way through. So bring the feet in close. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 3 more. This is really nice massage for the back actually. I'm feeling this today. 1 more time. That's it. Keep the knees in close. And if you want an extra challenge, I'm just going to give you 1 more. We're going to have our hands to the side of our head and our elbows touching the knees. Now, I know I might not be able to even do this today, but we're going to try and roll back with the elbows touching the knees the whole way and then all the way back up. Let's give it a go. Inhale, exhale. Oh, that came off. It's a hard one. It makes it a lot more challenging. Okay, we're going to quickly try open leg rocker just to see what everyone's preference is today. So we're going to sit really tall, hold on behind the knees. Let's extend our left leg or front leg here. And then down. And right leg. Now to roll, we have to round the spine. So let's just round the lower back and tuck the pelvis. Come back and balance, lift the feet off the floor. Again, you can just hold here if you don't want to roll. I might need to move myself forward slightly, otherwise I'm going to go and hit some furniture. So you can just extend both legs as much as you can, even if your hair still works. And hold here again. This is challenging enough. And it's building strength. If you want to roll, you can hold on to whatever you can. So grab your leggings or your ankles or whatever. Tuck chin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more here. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Amazing. Well done. Okay, so let's try that roll up and roll down. So you can either keep your knees bent. If you know you struggle with the roll up and roll down, keep your knees bent. You can roll back. I'm just going to do it slowly until you get all the way to the floor and then release and stretch the legs. And then you bend them back up so that when you come back up, you can slide your hands up your thighs, keep that rounded spine, and then straighten. So that's your modification, or you can use your hands behind your lower back just to give you some assistance. Otherwise, it's arms out in line with your shoulders. Sit tall. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Draw the low belly in. Tuck pelvis. Roll back 1 section of your spine at a time. So think lower back touches first, middle back, upper back, and head and neck. Good. Reach it out. Coming back up to the slightly more challenging one. So we're going to inhale, reach up. And then look down at your toes. Exhale, draw belly back. Flex the feet, it might help. Slowly come back up with rounded spine, lean forwards. And then straighten. Shall we do that 2 more times? Let's go for it. I'm going to do a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up again. Inhale. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you want that stretch at the end, that's quite a nice stretch on the hamstrings. And come back up 1 last time. Let's go for it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time. We stay up on this one. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch it forward. Good. Okay, so let's come into spine stretch forward. So we're going to take our legs roughly the distance of the mat. If you need to bend your knees to get a straight spine and sit up as tall as you can, then do that. Doesn't matter. Or if you have flexible hamstrings, have your legs straight and your feet flexed. Okay, so we're going to have our arms again reaching shoulder height. Try and keep the shoulders down and relaxed. But I want to just draw the shoulders down, even if your hands stay down lower. Okay, so inhale as much as you can. Exhale, nod the chin. Now we're going to just draw the belly back as much as we can and just round the spine as much as we can too. So just come to a point where you're, as if you're reaching your top of your head between your knees, but it doesn't matter if you don't touch the floor. Once you've exhaled all the air out, inhale, slowly come up in reverse. Same thing, 3 more times. Inhale, grow. Exhale, nod chin forward. Start to round the spine as slow as you can. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. Head towards the middle of the knees. And inhale back up. Head comes up last, since it's the first thing to go down. Let's go one more time. Exhale. Draw belly in. And inhale, come back up. Excellent. Okay. So just give the arms a little shake. Sometimes the shoulders get a bit achy after that one. We're going to do spine twist now. So we're going to bring the legs together. If, again, this is too uncomfortable, you can't get a straight spine like I have here, then just bend the knees and come into a cross-leg position if that's more comfortable. If your hips are tight and you still feel like you're kind of leaning back, sit on a pillow or cushion or something like that, which will just release a bit of tension in the hips. So wherever you can do this, wherever you're most comfortable, I'm more comfortable like this. I'm going to have my feet really straight and glued together here. Arms out to the side in line with shoulders. Imagine you have a broom handle stuck to the back of your arms now, so you can't do this kind of movement. You have to move as one unit. So let's inhale, grow as tall as we can. Exhale, I'm going to twist to the front first. So the arms must move, the whole upper body moves, and the hips stay where they are. So we're twisting from the waist, keep exhaling, and then inhale back to center. Let's go the other way. Keep reaching the fingers long, twisting just from the waist and the ribs. And then back to center. Now on these next two, I really want you to think about relaxing the shoulders. So even if your hands come down slightly, that's fine, okay? So keep the shoulders away from the ears. Let's go again. Exhale, twist. Oh, I'm feeling this in my ribs. And then inhale back to center. It's a nice slow movement, this one. And twist. Exhale. Inhale. So only move your head as much as you're moving your arms. Try not to flick your head around and cheat with your neck. Okay, one more each side. Exhale, twist. And back. Last time. Exhale. And inhale. Drop those arms. I don't know about you guys, but my arms are aching from holding them up. Oh, what have I been doing recently? Okay, so now we're going to come onto our side. My shoulders are so weak. Come onto the side, and we're going to do some sideline work, which is going to work the legs and the side waist, but the whole body, but mainly the legs here. Okay, so you line yourself up with the back edge of the mat, hand underneath head. The most important thing is to keep your neck really kind of straight so that you can breathe properly. If you feel like you're all kind of squashed up, then just try and elongate the neck a little bit. We're going to bring the feet forward so that they're slightly further forward than the rest of our body, just to give us some balance, otherwise we might fall over. Now you want to have your hips stacked, knees stacked, ankles stacked. So they're all in line and nice and straight. The hips are going to stay really stacked and tight by gently engaging the glutes on both sides. Okay, then we're going to lift our top leg up, and you can have your hand on your hip just to make sure the hips stay still. We're going to do our forward and back kicks first of all. So lift belly in and up, a little bit of tension there, and then just swing the leg forwards and back without moving your upper body. Forwards, pulse, pulse, and back, stretch. Forwards, kick it forwards. Now don't worry, especially if you're new, how far your leg is going forwards. You know, everyone kind of starts here and you kick forwards, you think I can't go any further because I'm going to fall off balance, and that's fine. Better to keep the movement small and controlled than kind of go really big and then lose that control. So everyone starts quite small here. It doesn't take long before you're almost got your leg around the back of your head, kind of flexibility. So don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Not that you can probably see anyone else anyway, unless you're doing this class with someone else in your room, which is fine, and as long as they're in your bubble, I guess, with this whole lockdown business. Okay, let's do two more. Kick, kick. And back. Kick, kick. Good. Now we're going to take this leg, this top leg, and leave it back in line with the body, the rest of the body, so the bottom leg is still further forward. And then we're just going to take it up and down. So try and touch the toes to the floor as you take it down. Still keep the belly lifted in and up. And I want you to really reach this top leg as far as you can out of your hip. So stretch that leg as much as you can. That's going to really work these muscles here on the outside of the hip. So rather than going high, we're going long. Yeah, so we don't need to come all the way up here. That kind of then engages different muscles. We want to go about double hip height. And it will probably feel quite easy to start with, but we're going to do quite a few of these. So I can feel it starting to get a little bit warm in that area. Don't know about everyone else. So keep reaching as if you're trying to touch the opposite wall of the room with your toes. That's going to make it harder. And don't worry, we still have a few more other exercises just to challenge us if we're not feeling it right now. Okay, let's do 4 more here. Exhale as you lift. It's getting harder now. The leg gets heavier as you get tired. Last one. And then we're going to bring the heels back together, but have the toes apart. Yeah, so you're kind of, yeah, there's a space between your toes. Okay, and then you're going to take a little circle. So you're going to try and touch the heels as you take the circles, about football size, maybe slightly bigger. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swap directions. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring those legs back in line with each other. We're going to do big scissors, so you might want to just move your hand from underneath your head now and lay out on your arm just so that you're in a nice straight line. So we're going to lift both legs up and hold them there for a second, or 2, or 3, 4, and 5. Now, the legs are in line with the rest of the body. They're not relaxed down, so there's a little kind of tension in the inner thighs and outer thighs. And then we're going to do some nice big scissors. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax the legs for a second. Okay, now you're going to bring your top leg and place the foot on the floor and hold the ankle. We lift the underneath leg up and we circle. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back the other way, you guessed it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Okay, we're going to just bring your knees in. Use your hands on the floor. Spin yourself around. And we're set up on the other side. Or you might have your back to me, I don't know. If that happens, hopefully you know what we're doing, just from what I'm saying. So you're going to bring your feet forward, hands underneath your head again, neck's nice and long and relaxed. You can breathe nice and easily. Belly lifted in and up. Stretch top leg, hand on hip, kick it forwards. And back. Kick, kick, and back. Pushing down on that leg that's on the floor. It's going to help to stabilize the body and stop you swaying forward and back in your upper body. So the only thing moving is that top leg. Good. Pulse, pulse, and back. Breathe however you want to breathe on this one. Just don't hold that breath. 1 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring that top leg back in line with the body. Reach the leg long and away. Push it down and away. Try and touch the toes to the opposite wall. We lift up and down. Keep lifting the belly in and up. Keep a gentle squeeze on both sides of your bottom, just to keep the hips in a good alignment. Lift and lower. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Good. Stretch the leg long. This is where you're going to feel if there's any imbalance in the hip muscles, because one side's probably going to feel easier than the other. So if you notice that, then maybe do a couple of extra repetitions on the weaker side. When you do your homework, you know, when you practice this class later, as I'm sure you all do. It's on the Our Parks website and Sport and Active Communities Facebook page. So if you ever do want to come back to it and do it again, it's online somewhere. I've lost count now. How many more? 2 more. Good. Bring those feet back together, heels together, toes apart, circles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change direction. 10, 9. I'm feeling it now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bring those legs back in line with the body. Lay out on your arm if you're not already there. Squeeze and lift the legs up. Let's hold. Try and keep them in line with the body. Just glance down and make sure you can still see your toes. If your feet are out of focus, they're way too far back, so just bring them forward a little bit. Keep squeezing, keep lifting, and big scissors. Slightly faster for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the legs back together, down to the floor. Top foot comes in, grab the ankle, hold it in place, and then we lift the underneath leg. Oh, more circles, yay. 10, 9, doesn't matter which direction you pick first. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change direction, go the other way for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, relax. Okay, roll onto your front. We're almost there anyway, so we may as well just roll over. Okay, so we're going to go for a little swim. So we're going to have our arms reaching out in front of us, our legs behind, hip distance if you can, unless you have low back issues, in which case your legs can be a little bit wider. You can always bring your feet together. That's a lot harder though, so it's going to work a lot more into your glutes. I'm guessing you probably don't need the extra work on those right now after what we've just done. Okay, so we're going to take our right arm up and our left leg up. Try and reach long again rather than high. Okay, so think stretch rather than height. And then we're going to go super fast for 10, changing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come under your shoulders. Let's push back into a rest position. So lift your belly up, back into your spine, and sit back. Take a stretch. So just breathing here, letting the lower back relax. Good. Okay, so we're going to come into our front leg pull. So we're going to bring our hands to the end of the mat. So this involves coming into a plank position. If you're not sure about plank position, you haven't done it, or you don't think you can, try this version with me. You might not find it too bad, and then you can add on with the leg pull if you want to. So spread your fingers really wide, hands directly under your shoulders, push up into your shoulders to lift your head, and then look down, keep looking down at the floor so your neck stays in line with the spine. Next easy part to get into the plank, just stretch one leg out, tuck toes under. Without doing anything else, changing the position of your body, keep your belly lifted in and up and just stretch the opposite leg to join it. Now you could just hold here for a few seconds, and if it comes too much, just come down and then come back into it. Even doing this is going to get you stronger over time, okay? So you want to stay in a really good position. If you want to do the leg pull, let's go for it. So stretch out, hold in plank, lift the right leg, just to hip height, no higher. Rock back on the left foot, rock forwards, place the right down. Left lifts up, rock back, down, one more each side. Lift, rock, back, down, lift, rock, back, down. Lower to the knees, push back again. Okay, so we're going to do a similar thing with the leg pull option if you want it, with our bodies around the other way. So we're just going to turn around. Slightly easier version of this one. So you either have Your fingers pointing back towards you or out to the side, whatever's good for your wrists. Easier version is the box lift. So you lift up and you're just here. So you're strengthening the whole of the back of the body here. A little bit less intense than this version or this version. So this is the full version, but you pick where feels good for you today, okay? We'll do 2, so you can swap if you're doing this one, or you can do 2 of the others, or 1, up to you. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this one, and then on my second one, I'm going to do the leg pull. Okay, so I want you to bend elbows, look up, lift chest, lift hips. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. So if you're doing that version, you're just going to swap over and bend the opposite knee or your box. Or if you're doing the double leg version, come with me and I'll give you the leg pull option if you want it. It's challenging, but if you're still feeling full of energy, give it a go. Okay, bend elbows, lift chest, lift hips. Leg pull, take 1 foot up, push down on the opposite heel and lower. Change and lower. 1 more each side if you can. I know it's hard to keep your hips up. Lift and lower. Well done. Lower everyone and then just sit forward and rotate the wrist. Good work. Not easy, either of those levels, to be honest. Okay, so we're going to do a little mermaid stretch now. One of my favorite side stretches. So to get into this, you just need your legs one way. Okay, so they're both pointing in the same direction. It's not the most comfortable position to be in, I have to say, but it's so good for the side of the body. So do whatever you need to do to get into the position, whether that's having your knees stacked one on top of the other or one separated from the other. It depends on everyone's hips and flexibility. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is hold on to the ankle of the leg that's to the side. So forget this side for now. Hold the ankle nice and tight. And then you're going to take your arm up so that it's almost right next to your ear. You're going to just fold that hand down. So it's wrapping your head. And then you're just going to use this hand that's holding your ankle to pull yourself down. Now these side muscles get really tight. So go slowly and gently. Then we come back up. This hand that was wrapping the head comes to the floor. And then we just stretch over a little bit less intensely on this one. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more of those. Arm comes up, wrap the head, pull yourself down towards your ankle. Inhale, lift up, stretch. Good. So this is quite a different one to do. If you haven't done this before, it's going to feel quite tight. So just move really slowly and just listen to your body, but it feels so good afterwards. 1 more time to this side. Good. Reach it up and over. And then we just swap sides. So we're just going to take the legs over to the other side. I think this is my least favorite side now, so obviously pick my favorite first. Okay, hold that ankle, sit as tall as you can, reach up, wrap the head, and take it over. Yeah, I can't go very far on this one. I'm barely even moving. So my left side's clearly the tighter one. And then inhale, reach up. See, we all have imbalances. And then up and over. I need to work on my left side for sure. Okay, reach it up. Inhale. Exhale. Not getting any further. And come back up. So do what you need to do to make it as comfortable as possible. Keep thinking of stretching up first of all to the ceiling, and then that side bend over. Oh, yeah, that's really not nice, but it feels good after. One last time, stretching over. Oh, good. And then just take the legs out in front, give them a little shake. Having our legs all squashed up like that's not ideal, is it? Okay, we're going to turn over now and just do a little bit of upper or thoracic spine rotation and a little bit of strengthening for the back, and we're done. We're nearly out of time. So just going to bring my right hand to, well, fingers to the temple, and I'm going to inhale and just open up as much as you can. So you're looking up to the ceiling, and then you're going to exhale and just bring the elbow towards the opposite elbow, so closing in. Inhale, open as much as you can, but try and keep the hips level. Exhale, close. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale, close. Good, let's swap sides. So I'm going to turn away from you now, guys. Sorry about that. Only way to do it. Okay, so fingers to temples. Inhale up. At least you can see the back now. So you can see how much I'm twisting. Trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together. And close it. Inhale up. Again, this is a little bit uncomfortable at the time, but it feels so good on the shoulders after. So it's worth it. Close it up. Okay, a little bit of a nice leveler for the back of the body now. Stretch your left leg, stretch your right arm along the floor first, belly lifted in and up, and then lift in line with the body. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take it out to the side on the diagonal for 5, 4. So arm and leg move. 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes back, knee comes back. So when you're lifting one side of the body, try and push down on the limbs that are left on the floor. Just try and push down into the floor to help stabilize. Let's go again. Stretch right leg, left arm. Belly lifts in and up. Stretch lungs. Squeeze your bottom to lift that leg up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Out to the side for 5, or you can just hold in the middle if you feel too wobbly. 4, 3, everyone's shaking a little bit, I'm sure. 2, and 1. Back to center. Let's just take a couple of cow stretches now. So we're going to exhale, round the spine, release the head, give it a shake. Inhale, take it the other way, lift the head up, arch the back, push the tailbone up. Exhale, one more time, round. Inhale. And then just sit back onto your heels. Reach the hands forwards, have a little stretch. Big deep breath in and out. And then slowly just roll up through the spine. And we are done. Okay, it's lovely to see you all. Happy New Year and all that. Keep saying that for the next few weeks probably, just in case of different people in the class. It was great to see so many of you. I hope you're all fitting well, and I hope to see you all next week. We're back at this time every week now, so Thursday lunchtime Pilates, at least for the rest of lockdown, hopefully. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've got any questions or comments in the chat, and I'll try and answer them as they come in. Take care.